We're shining a spotlight on service delivery, and this time it's in Ekurhuleni. The Angelo informal settlement in Boksburg is one of the neglected areas with minimal services, no reliable water supply, ablution facilities or sanitation. The area is overpopulated, with a single ward being home to over 30,000 residents. Newzroom Afrika's Pelane joins us now from that informal settlement in Boksburg. So Pelane, in fact, Ekurhuleni is one of the areas in the country that the ANC boasts about when it talks about its own service delivery record. And on the one hand, it does boast clean audits by the ANC. Does it trickle down to actual service delivery, though, one wonders?
Yeah. I'm in Angelo, Michelle, in Ekurhuleni, just outside Boksburg to be exact, and definitely the challenges of people of Angelo does not really reflect the issue around service delivery. I'm just going to step outside short when I give you some little bit of statistics. What you are seeing currently, while a police van, of course, are trying to make its way in and negotiated on the road that you see at this current stage, and as well as the vehicle. The state of roads in this particular informal settlement is disastrous. It has been present for quite some time, of course, with the illegal mining in the area quite rife, so quite home to a number of those people. Let me also show you, and ask Nkosi Kamula to also show you the illegal connections of electricity here. There is no electricity whatsoever in this area, but the people have drawn electricity from the main road, and as you can see there, they've even installed what so seems like poles, so they have electricity in the area. So 14,200 people were registered voters in 2016, and I can also tell you that only 40% of them had voted, and out of the 40%, 52% of them voted ANC, and the EFF at around 30%. So as you can see here, these are some of the challenges. Of course, people continue to try and make a living just at the outskirts of the main road with those ladies there. Of course, there are quite a number of people who come through to buy some cooked meat here, as there is no electricity within the inner city whatsoever. So only 40% of the 14,000 people registered to vote in 2016. And this time around, there's quite a number of people who are vying for the votes of people of Angelo, including the new party, Action SA. Herman Mashaba will be in Ekurhuleni today as well, trying to canvass. There's a Democratic Alliance which have put up their placards all across. They got about the 20% in 2016. The EFF as well has been around in the area. I've seen quite a number of them also doing the rounds here, trying to gain their support. So basically, I would assume, just like around the country, Michelle, the issue here is around the lack of, the low voter turnout, and that is the target of a lot of political parties and independent candidates at this time around, because if they are able to motivate them to go and vote, perhaps that 52% that the African National Congress got here in Angelo might be toppled over. But that will be, of course, given by Mzwadile Masina. Hopefully we'll be able to speak to him later. We've made that request, and he will be able to give us some indication as to why we still have areas such as Angelo, whereas just next door, Boksburg has one of the best service delivery that you can find.
And, you talk about voter turnout, Pelane. One just wonders how much of an impact that will have in these elections, given COVID-19. We know that according to the numbers we have at our disposal, 13 million people who are eligible to vote in these upcoming elections have actually not even registered to go to the polls.
Well, that's, of course, it's an issue across the country, and that gives you an indication that either people have lost interest in voting whatsoever, or people generally think that the voting might some way come a little bit of a super spreader event. Of course, there has been elements of people saying that there should not be elections this time around because of the COVID-19. But of course, the Concord had ruled in that regard. There will be elections going on the 1st of November. So quite a number of people did not register to vote. As the statistics I was giving you a little bit earlier on, only 40% of the people here in Angelo, of the 30,000 people here in Angelo, have actually come through to vote. And 14,000 were the people who registered to vote, which is less than half of the population here. And it has an average of about people who live here have an age of 30. The average age is around 30, so people should be eligible to vote here in their numbers. But only 14,000 actually registered to vote in 2016, and 40% of them turned out to vote in the area. So the low voter turnout, quite a disastrous across the country. It has been on the decline since the early 2000s, perhaps even since 94, but it has been in the decline, in particularly here in Ekurhuleni when we are reading the stats. So Ward 21 currently is up for grabs, 58% to the ANC and some 40 whatsoever to the EFF, and as well as to the Democratic Alliance. Those are the political parties, new political parties that have entered the space, will be contesting to try and topple over the African National Congress.
Yeah, some analysts saying that, in fact, in terms of voter turnout, we might see our lowest numbers yet when we go to the polls on the 1st of November. Pelane Phakgadi, thanks very much indeed for that update. He's just outside Boksburg in the Angelo informal settlement there in Ekurhuleni.